Hi, I'm Michael, and today we're going to be talking about T-cell homeostasis and rheumatoid arthritis. Homeostasis is the tendency toward a relatively stable equilibrium between independent elements, especially as maintained by physiological processes. This means your body is always trying to maintain itself at its optimal function point no matter the environment outside. For example, if it's too hot, then you activate your sweat glands to cool your body, so internal temperatures don't get too high. So we're going over T-cell homeostasis and rheumatoid arthritis, but what are these things? Well, T-cells are a type of white blood cell that help the immune system function. It's produced by the thalamus. The different types of T-cells are helper T-cells, which the immune system responds by activating cytokine that activates other T-cells, regulatory T-cells, which turn off the immune response, and killer T-cells, which attack and destroy the cells bearing antigenic material. Rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease. This means your immune system can no longer differentiate between good and bad tissue. It then starts to attack everything from tissue to cartilage. This happens due to the helper T cell attaching to its receptor outside the cell, signaling cytokine to bring in the killer T cell, which destroys everything. The regulatory T cell can't turn this process off because there's no indication that the threat is ever over. So the autoimmune disease rheumatoid arthritis targets synovial tissue, which is the lining or lubricant between the joints of the cartilage. Now the brain signals to the thymus, which signals to the helper T to get the cytokine helping, which is made of small proteins, to stimulate other cells to create killer T cells, which switch the entire system from anabolism to catabolism. The entire process of anabolism is to create, repair, and help build up the tissue. There's an upside in equilibrium when the thymus starts to target the good and bad tissues, and it changes over to catabolism, which breaks down everything, and it creates an enzyme gradient, which allows for the enzyme proteinase to start to break down everything in the synovial fluid, which causes the inflammation you see. The breakdown of the synovial fluid from the proteinases starts to send pain signals around the joint. The engagement of integrin receptors by the fibrokentin or the collagen fragments activates follicle adhesion kinase signaling, and this transmits signals of intersecting to other pathways that start a cascade of multiple protein kinases that are involved in the response of inflammation. So the brief explanation before means that the pain sends signals to the brain, which repeats the cycle by continuing to destroy tissue and cartilage, which is started by the proteinases, and the inflammation is causing the thymus to produce more T cells, starting the cycle all over again. This entire process is the homeostasis negative feedback loop. This is happening because even though the body is deteriorating, it is constantly trying to repair itself and get back to its optimal point of function, which is the whole point of homeostasis or the negative feedback loop, for the body to maintain some type of equilibrium with itself in a physiological form.
Created using Powtoon.